Hello there, Virgo. Let's find out what your person's intentions are today. All right, let's get going here. Okay, first card, we've got gossip. There's a lot of talk around this situation that's going on around you. They do feel a sense of responsibility towards you, and they really wish that the disagreement between the two of you never happened, of course, but they really do wish that you could understand where they are coming from. Okay, so that's the overall theme here, is that there's a part of them that really feels, you know, compelled to at least express their side of things, express their emotions, because they feel that you don't really see their side of the story here. Now, here, because you've had some time apart here, there's a part of them that really feels as though you've made them realize their flaws, their shortcomings, and how that played a role in your current relationship, in your current situation. So definitely, Virgo, you have made a quite impression. This recent event that's happened between the two of you has made quite an impression on this individual, and you know, hopefully it has changed their lives, you know, for the better, right? So all right, here we go. Now make sure you use your very best judgment and your intuition and take what you can out of this message that's coming through. Okay, bottom of the deck here. So they know that they need to make a decision here. Something very important is coming along and they need to make a decision. They know that they've made a huge mistake here in the current situation with you that's caused you guys to really fall apart. They're not happy with the current situation. They are actually, I'm getting a sense that they're actually quite miserable about it. You know, anytime you have somebody that you know, you've made such an impact on them that you've made them realize their flaws, they really sat with this. You know, anybody that's been through this, you know, they've sat with these feelings and they know that they need to do something about it, right? So this is where this decision making and this juggling is happening here. They're trying to create balance. And once again here, we've got decisions. Just like I said here, it's kind of echoing that energy in that there has to be a decision here, and they know that they need to make that decision. The problem here is that you have a person that is having to turn inwards for their answers. They don't want to look at the current situation. Maybe there's a part of them that's very shameful about what's happened between the two of you, and they don't necessarily want to see it and deal with it, right? But they know they have to. There's that inner struggle in them, and they know that they need to make a decision here, whether to come forward to you or not, whether to rekindle the romance between you or not. But they know that they've made a mistake. They know that they have errors here. And see here, there's a sense of responsibility. There's a sense of being overburdened and burnt out from this. They've been, like I was saying here, they don't want to look at what's really happening. They are having to turn inwards and use their own intuition as to how to make the decision. The reason this is coming up here is, again, they don't want to look at the situation for what it is. You see the farmer here, he's carrying all of the wands and he's not looking at where he's going. He's trying to get back home here, but he's not even looking. He has his eyes covered, and he's carrying the weight and the burden of everything that's happened here. And that's what's happening with your person. They have a huge sense of responsibility in their role in this mess that's been created. But the problem with your person is they don't want to tackle it head on. They don't want to see things for what they are. They just want to use their intuition, maybe their gut feeling, right? Deep down, they don't want to admit that you two truly are meant to be together, that your energies are so compatible with one another, and that there is something divine here that's bringing you guys back together, that no matter what, no matter the distance between the two of you, and no matter what has happened, he knows or she knows that you guys are meant to be together, right? You get each other. And that's something that they are having to fight over in their minds, and they're really struggling with, because they know that they have an attraction for you, though they don't want to admit it. And here, again, there's a part of them that sees this as, once they have made this decision of what to do next, they see this as something like a journey is ending, right? That they see you, one, as the person for them, two, that they've learned their lesson, right? Because every situation, any hardship we have, is meant to teach us a lesson. And I think that they're really starting to realize that they're kind of at the end of this journey. They've learned what they needed to learn. And there's a part of them that is showing outwardly to the rest of the world that, yeah, I'm getting over this. I'm kind of trying to move on here, but deep inside they're really pining away for you. They're hoping that they can reconcile with you. But again, they have a sense of responsibility here, just like the card here says they have a sense of responsibility. They're reminiscing about the past, and that's what's causing them to feel stuck, is that they're reminiscing about the past. They don't know how to deal with it because they feel such a connection with you, and the memories that you two have shared is really weighing heavily on them, just like these swords. They're weighing heavily on their shoulders, and they're having to really carry that burden, and they don't know how to move forward. They're stuck. So what they're doing is, instead of dealing with things head on, so you're dealing with somebody that doesn't want to confront the problem, and instead of dealing and making that decision, what do? They bury themselves into work, because they know that, you know, the one consistent thing that they have in their life is that if they keep their heads down and they bury themselves in work, then they don't have to deal with anything else, right? I'm too busy, I'm in my man cave, or I'm in my place of business. I don't have to deal with any of my other personal responsibilities. I can just keep my head down. So there's a part of them that just does not want to make this decision, and what they're going to do next is bury themselves in work. They may not answer your phone calls. They may not want to deal with any other issue around them. They just want to lock themselves away and just be buried in their work. Now here, you want marriage. You want some sort of commitment. You want something that's long-lasting, something that's serious from this individual. The problem here is that, again, they don't like to confront things that are heavy in their heart, in their emotions. Because I have a feeling here you're dealing with someone that is not the most emotional person, in a sense, like they don't like the touchy-feely stuff. They don't like to have to deal with any kind of, you know, weird emotions like love and push and pull and, you know, all of that that's associated with love. They don't want to deal with that. They just want to deal with facts. They want to deal with what's in front of them, just like here, right? They bury their head in their work and they get product. They get an outcome. If I do this, then this comes out. That's what they like. Versus having to dig deep within them. This is why it's difficult for them, because they're having to dig deep within their emotions, their intuition, rely on it to come up with an answer, but they don't want to do that. Right? You have a person here that doesn't want to do that. They just want to bury themselves and hope it goes away. But unfortunately, in your situation, you want commitment. You're asking and you're wondering, are they going to change? Is this something I can live with? If this person comes back to me, is this something that I can live with? Right? Can I deal with this? Can I make myself understand this? Now, your person is, again, influenced by the idea of creating stability in their life. This is, again, reiterated by the fact that you've got a person here who just loves to work. They like the constancy of, if I do this, if I bury my head in work, I get product, I get an outcome, I get stability. And that's what's influencing them, is the fact that they want comfort in their life, they want nurturing, they want stability, they want abundance, they want to be resourceful. And if you are that person, Virgo, and I have a feeling that that is you, because you are an earth sign, just like Capricorn and Taurus, you enjoy stability, you enjoy abundance, you enjoy, you know, anything that's in the material world. That's why you guys get each other. But the problem is you have this push-pull dynamic in your relationship, but you both want the same things, you're just not communicating it. So that's what makes it difficult. Again, we've got a pentacle here. Someone is coming forward to make an offer, whether it's an offer of an apology or just an offer to say, hey, you know, it's not going to be emotionally laden. If it's coming from this individual, it's not going to be emotionally laden. Like, you know, say if this was a Page of Cups, this is going to be someone that's going to shower you with emotions and an apology that's going to be so, you know, emotionally heavy. What this person's going to do is offer you something of substance. You know, like it's something to show you that, okay, I'm doing all this. See this? I want to give it to you. You know, something material that they're going to offer you. And that's their way of giving, and apologizing is something material. But someone here is coming forward to make an offer for a possible new beginning, a rekindling of the relationship. What did I say here? Page of Cups. Someone's coming forward with an apology. And yeah, the other person is going to, whether it's you or him or her, the other person, someone's making an offer here. One person, and I have a feeling it might be you, Virgo, one person's coming in with an emotionally heavy apology, and the other one's going to make an offer a little bit less emotional, right? So, but both of you, I think, want to come together, right? Because again, it really solidifies the fact that subconsciously this person truly wants you in their life. I mean, they see you as their person. And so they're going to come forward here, right? Come forward here with an apology. You're going to come around, and that's the outcome. You're both going to apologize to one another because, look, you want this. You want stability. You want to take the relationship to a higher level. Well, so do they. They just have a weird way of going about it. Okay? Very interesting here. All right, let's clarify some of these cards here for you, Virgo. Yeah, let's talk about this page of, yeah, look at that. There's going to be a celebration here, right? Because all I'm getting here is that there's happiness. there's going to be celebration here. You guys are going to come together, and this might represent the family. Remember I said that the Three of Cups can be more than one person. Certainly it can be about, a third party situation, person, place, or thing, but it doesn't necessarily have to mean like, a third party, like an affair or something. But they may apologize for the third party situation. Someone here may apologize for that, like, I'm sorry for what I've done. I'm sorry for the infidelity. I'm sorry for giving somebody else attention and not you. I'm sorry for straying. Someone here may come up with an apology and bringing that up. But this can certainly also mean that there's going to be a celebration between the two of you, and that you're going to come to some sort of level understanding about the future. Yeah, here we've got the Empress energy, and someone here is coming forward with that desire. This is the ultimate divine feminine energy of creation. Someone here wants to create something, create a more stable future. Somebody here wants to create this comfort, nurturing environment that is full of abundance, and that's that strong ultimate female energy, or that divine feminine energy. Can apply to the male or female in this relationship, but definitely that's the divine female. You've got here a person that is incredibly determined to make this work. This is the energy. They are going to come forward to you, offer you an apology. They may not reveal the fact that this is how they feel about you, but now you know because you're here. But know that they're coming with such determination, and you're dealing with somebody who's very determined, because no one can sit there and work this much and put so much effort into creating abundance and stability in their lives, without having willpower and determination. This is a card of victory. You're going to get exactly what you want out of this, and so will they. So let's see, anything else? Yeah, the Moon. There are certain things that are still kind of hidden, like this, this person's not good at their emotions, right? So that's still going to be hidden and not talked about, but just know that it's there. You're going to have to find a way, Virgo, to tap into that, to figure out how to communicate with this individual so that you can almost be a translator for those things that they are not willing to talk about. I know that sounds weird, but sometimes that's what we do for relationships, right? When you get older and you've been married for a really long time, you understand that there's this thing called, communication. Look at that, what popped up, communication, and there's many ways to, learn how to communicate with a person. Look at what came up here. You've got the Ace of Cups. This is a start of a new beginning. This is all about blessings. All right, let's clarify these things. Yeah, they know that they're going to have to walk away from this. They're going to have to eventually, search deep within themselves and let go of this third-party situation. And what I mean about that is this this unevenness in how they are dealing with work. The fact that they are burying themselves into work instead of dealing with their emotions. Right? Because they have a sense of responsibility. You've shown them that that's part of their flaws, is that they don't want to deal with their emotions. Instead, they run away and go do something else, right? They know that somewhere here they're going to have to deal with that and walk away from that natural, instinctual behavior of just running away and burying themselves in work in their man cave or in their office. They know that that's something that's got to be let go of. They have to learn how to communicate if this is going to happen here, this love is going to rekindle, and if you're going to move towards marriage or a more stable relationship. I want to yeah. So again, we've got this Three of Pentacles situation here, third party situation, person, place, or thing. It could be referring to work or maybe another person, sure, but it depends. Take the information here how you need to, but again, this is a decision they need to make about this third party situation, person, place, or thing. Could be work, could be an activity, it could be friends, it could be a lover, whatever. Again, take that as you need to. All right, let's see. Anything else we need to see here? Yeah, someone here is going to, be very honest, very cutting with the words. I have a feeling, that someone's going to be coming in here and there's going to be a hard truth again. And they're going to have to realize about what it is, realize what it is that they're going to have to drop and eliminate and create balance in their life. Someone here is going to come straightforward and really be direct about it. And you see here the Queen of Swords is going to be very direct about this marriage thing, this taking the relationship to a higher level. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Again, with this apology here, with this same desire of creating abundance and luxury and comfort, stability, look at what you have. You have the opportunity to start something new. Right? A new beginning. And there's going to be a whole lot of energy, a lot of passion coming in between the two of you. So there's going to be a lot of activity that, you two may engage in once you do decide to come together here. If this is a love interest, if this is a love reading for you, The Knight of Wands energy is definitely one of passion, so there might be a little bit of passion engagement here. Let's see any other messages. No need to worry. Yeah, Virgo, you have nothing to worry about. Everything is going to work out exactly the way you need it to, and you're ready. Yeah, you're ready for whatever decision this person's going to make, and that's what's going to happen, is they're going to make a decision. They're going to probably come forward and make an apology here. Look at what you've got here, abundance. This person here wants abundance, and so do you, right? And you're going to get that. You're going to get that. Helpful people. And this is where the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles here are probably coming in, right? So it's not necessarily a third-party situation that's going to be nefarious. At this point in your relationship, they may be getting influenced by other people around them that want to bring you guys together. So the third-party situation here is not necessarily a bad thing. It might be just this, that there are people around that are trying to be helpful to bring you guys back together because they see that you're happiest when you're together, and the only reason you're not together is because you're stubborn. You know, too much pride. Yeah, big happy changes are about to happen. Okay, Virgo? So thank you so much for being here. I hope that this has helped you. I'll talk to you soon. I love you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.